I am Harlan Hirt. I live at 421 South Spring.
Mr. Hirt, I might just recommend you pull the microphone up a little bit so we can all hear you. Perfect. Great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Because I am on record as objecting to ongoing litigation, I will keep my comments tonight limited to the village's role in analyzing where the project related to the YMCA might go in the future. Because this wasn't on the agenda and no comments have been made, I think immediately of Mark Twain's quote that everything I know I get from the newspapers. Everything LaGrange reported that the manager said there is a village position on whether or not the village would support the construction of Shawmut Avenue with or without the proposed development. I don't know what that position might be, and I would come to the conclusion that that's maybe not a good statement. As I understand it, as of the end of the month, the property that was swapped with the Park District will revert to the respective previous owners, and as there's no more meetings this month, it would take a special meeting to extend that agreement. So I think the village needs to back up and take a good look at what's happened over the last couple months. There should be a significant and open discussion by the three of the commissions, the Plan Commission, Parking Commission, and Environmental Commission, regarding what might happen to these properties. Then, after some project surfaces that might replace what the village approved about a year and a half ago, recommendations could come forward to the village board to take another look at it. And I emphasize the need for some open discussion because previously it appears to me that there was a covert attempt to aid this project to keep the sale under 3.0 acres. And as those of you who are reading, this project and the land issue is still at question. So then, I think with some input, the board could reach a position, but in the meantime, they should really have no position regarding this project until something is more formally redefined.
Thank you, Mr. Hirt. You know, I'd have to say that speaking as one who's often quoted, with all due respect to the reporters in the audience, I'm not always quoted exactly as every word that I offer. So, and I haven't read Mr. Ray's piece, and I don't know anything about Mr. Polipshin's quote. But to your point, as you know, well, the village of LaGrange is not involved in the litigation between the Park District of LaGrange and Mr. Coryell and Friends of the Park at all. We have not been asked to take a position with respect to Shawmut Avenue, to my knowledge. There's, you know, a lot of what-ifs and maybes and all kinds of machinations that have gone on for months and months with respect to this litigation, but the village has not participated and has not offered a position, and I think you're quite accurate in stating that it's not even appropriate for the village to have a position unless a project is put forward. The way the process works in the village of LaGrange is that if a developer has a proposal to submit for consideration to the village, he or she or it does exactly that and submits a proposal to our village staff for analysis and evaluation and consideration, and our staff then brings it forward to the village board as and when appropriate as the process progresses. As you know, that process was pursued with respect to the development opportunity offered by ARP some, I don't know, 2+ years ago, we spent 8, 10, 12 months in public hearings and discussions between the Plan Commission and the Village Board, and ultimately approved a project for that site, I believe in April of 2008, quite some time ago. Subsequent to that, there has been no change in the project as proposed to the village, and as a result, the village's opinions, I don't believe, have either been sought or expressed with respect to any one element of a project, knowing, of course, that a project of that nature has a tremendous number of elements, and commenting on any one without reference to the complexity of the entire development probably doesn't make a lot of sense. So, the only other thing I'd like to comment on in your comments, you make reference to some covert attempt. I will hope and assume that you're not referring to the village of LaGrange. I will certainly suggest to you that the village of LaGrange neither participated nor was involved in any respect in a covert attempt to do anything. We do everything very publicly, and as I said, with respect to this project, we spent months and months in public meetings, and are proud of our record with respect to how we handle such transactions.